Hi everyone, it's James here from Pro Tools Expert, and this time I've got a fantastic plugin review for you. This is the TrackSpacer version 2 by Wavesfactory. It does a very, very cool thing, which is actually really quite difficult to explain. Think of it as kind of controlled ducking from one track driving another, which kind of sounds very difficult and is quite difficult to explain, but hopefully as we go through you'll get the idea and you'll be able to use this on your tracks. So what have we got? I've got 4 different instruments here. I've got some dance drums, acoustic bass, some rock drums, and a funk guitar part. And I'm going to show you 2 ways to use TrackSpacer. Now, as I said, TrackSpacer is a kind of way, well, it is exactly what it says on the tin, of making space in one track from another, which is really cool. So how do we go about doing that? Well, I've decided that if I listen to the acoustic bass and the dance drums together, the bass is getting in the way of the drums a little bit. So what I want to do is using the transients of the dance drums, I want to duck out certain frequencies or certain elements of the acoustic bass sound. I'm getting confused already. So what have I done? I've instantiated, if that's a real word, the TrackSpacer on the bass track. So at the moment, it's doing nothing. Now what I have to do is drive the key input from my other track. Now in this case, I'm going to drive it with bus number 9, which is up here. So I'll just set that to bus number 9. And now what you'll see happen, even if I mute out the acoustic bass, you'll see this kind of transient window, frequency and transient window will start to bubble and squeak away a bit. You can certainly see here, this is the kick drum kind of pattern, and the top end of the hi-hats here. Roll that all the way down to 0%. So now when I bring back the bass in, whatever happens in this window is going to be ducked or pushed down without actually compressing the bass channel. Now this is kind of complicated to explain, so let me just play it back for you. And then we'll wind in some of the TrackSpacer amount. So here we go. Now you can hear that as the kick drum kicks in, it pushes the amount of acoustic bass track down, ducking it out of the way, so hence a kind of automatic kind of ducking kind of thing. Now at the moment obviously I've got that set up a bit too much because the hi-hats are also triggering, so what I can use is these 2 filters. So I'm going to pull that down. So now it's only the kick drum which is pushing down on the acoustic bass track. Now I can go in and tweak that even more. So I can either have it in left and right mode or in MS, mid-side. I can change the attack and the release, and I can listen to just the sidechain input if I want to. So let's make the attack a little bit quicker and the release a bit quicker. So now my kick drum from my electric, my dance drums stays nice and prominent, which is exactly what you want in this style of music. So I haven't actually had to drop the bass level down just to keep that kind of really nice big double bass sound. But obviously the kick drum is the most important thing in this particular track. So I can tweak that using the TrackSpacer. Let's bypass it. Now, of course, I'm using this in the lower register because obviously the kick drum is, if you like, I'm going to call this my driver. My kick drum is the driver for how much the volume ducks out of the way and how much space I get. I'm obviously doing this in the lower end of things because I'm using the kick drum. Let's go the other way this time, and let's use the rock drums to drive the way TrackSpacer works on a higher part like funk guitar. Now this time I'm going to probably not want the kick drum to be triggering. I'm going to probably want the snare to be triggering, and the snare being the thing that is doing the driving of the ducking. So now you can hear the kick drum with my filter wound right up. The kick drum is not driving down the volume of the acoustic guitar. It's now all the stuff that's kind of upper end of things. So let's hear how that. Let's drive that a bit harder. Bypass it. So there you go. You can use TrackSpacer either the lower end of things to sweeten up or clean out things out of the way of kick drums and low end instruments, or vice versa. You could try it on something like an acoustic guitar, and it works, of course, beautifully for vocals, allowing your vocal to be the main driver, the thing that is the most prominent in a track. Also, you could try it on a whole mix. Have your kick drum act as the kind of the pump, the thing to give you that kind of real dancey kind of tone to get all your other instruments out of the way of the kick drum. It's the sort of thing we'd use a limiter for conventionally, but I think TrackSpacer would do a much better job just responding to the kick drum in a dance drum pattern. Hopefully that's been interesting. I think this thing's amazing. I've started to use it on tracks just to really help me sculpt the mix, get things out of the way, just so the thing that I really want to shine through can shine through. So there you go. That's TrackSpacer 2 by Wavesfactory. Check it out online. Also check it out on a deals page right now. We've got a deal running on the deals page on ProToolsExpert.com. I've been James. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again soon for another review.